Okay, you're live. Thanks.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the September 7th, 2021 meeting for government operations. Calling the meeting to order. Item 2 is public comment, and I believe we do not have anybody in the queue, so we will move along to item 3, approval of the minutes from the August 2nd, 2021 meeting. Do I have a motion?
Mr. have a motion to approve the meetings from what was it? Well, actually, I wasn't there in that meeting, so can I do the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, you do it. Yeah, good. Okay. Then any comments on the minutes?
Nope.
And all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving along to item 4, update on town building our facilities director Phil Sear, specifically the fire station 3 roof, I guess.
Hi, everybody. The contractor was selected August the 12th. Everything went well. There is no date of install because of issues with insulation shortages across the industry. So I don't have any concrete dates, and I'm hoping that we don't have to open up that roof anytime after November, but we'll see, how the next few weeks progress. So no information on that as of yet. In the last month's minutes, we talked about the old generator at Firehouse 3. That will be slated within the next few weeks. Between our last meeting and this one, the driveway parking lot at Firehouse 3 does have a new skin on. They resurfaced it. So I'm going to wait just a few more weeks for it to harden some more, because it's a thin coat. I don't want contractors' trucks on it and then tearing it up. So it's a little standstill at the present moment.
Okay. How did the rain we had?
Well, it played havoc in a few spots. One of the spots was actually the library. The well that's off the children's section outside, there's a concrete pit there. The drain got clogged with debris and rain just poured in. I'm not sure how high it got up to, but it was high enough where it seeped into the first floor. Caught it the day after, and we did all our mitigated processes as far as lifting tile, drying it, sucking up all the water, leaving floor fans going, for almost 2 days. Dried nicely. Carpet's all back. No issues. Roof wise, anywheres in town. Firehouse 1, but it was flashing up against the brick, and it was that type of rain that in a normal rainstorm it wouldn't have reared its ugly head, but because of the type of rain, how heavy, sideways, splashing, because of how how forceful the rain was. So, but it did identify that we do have a spot that's open, so I'll have my roofers on that to repair. And the other thing is we did have we had a leak again at the library. It was kind of in the middle of a section of the roof on the incline. It was a few storms before this one that it reared its ugly head. Try to do the repairs, visually, you couldn't see it. It was just, it was my crew and the roofing crew twice to come out to actually find the exact spot. That's how hard it was. But good news is, with this torrential rain, it didn't leak. So we did find the spot. So, and it's, the roof is not that old. The roof is only maybe 13 years old, 14 years old. So I think this is one of those isolated things. Other than that, everything else went pretty well. I mean, typically, we'll do a drain inspection on roofs, make sure it's not clogged with leaves and it has a chance to drain. That's typically what we do when we see something coming. That's going to be substantial.
Okay, great. Any questions, you guys?
Actually, just one, while we were talking about the library. John, when was, or Phil, I'm sorry, when was the last time that roof was replaced?
It was in the 2000s, early in that decade, from 2000 to 2010. I think it was around 2009-ish. I might have to go back.
So they're probably 20-year shingles.
I'm assuming, yeah.
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 Okay.
20 years.
Okay, thanks.
Great. Well, thanks, Phil. Moving on to the update on school buildings. I don't know if Phil or John's gonna tackle those, but the electronic sign at the high school is the first item.
You have a picture in your packet of the sign that is up, but it's waiting for the bricks to come in that are on back order or shortage. They should be shipped this week, but the sign is up and operating, and it's being supported by something temporary. And the sign will run, it's two ways, so that if you're driving down the street, you'll see it one way or the other. And it's going to be on from 6:20 in the morning all the way to 9 o'clock at night. We'll shut down. So the sign is working, the bricks are coming, and its hours are 6:20 to 9.
Okay.
The West Hill School HVAC replacement project, they finished all the work that they needed to do inside the school. And I believe they got 2 of the units up on the roof, and they'll be coming back in over the Columbus Day weekend holiday. They'll start on a Friday because the school will be unoccupied because it's up by teachers training. So they hopefully get those 3 installed during that October 4-day period.
Okay, good. Any questions on either of those items? Okay. Then we'll move on to item 6, the Community Senior Center project.
Yep, they're winding down, mainly working on the punch list items that need to be fixed or completed. We do have a situation with one of our the town's sanitary main drains coming off of the old bathrooms from the previous community center. They weren't touched at all during the construction period. They pretty much stayed as is. And we found that there's a blockage in there, and been working on that. I know Phil's been having nightmares about this probably over the past week or so, but we may have to dig up to get down to the pipe to try to see what's causing the backup. They tend to think inactivity over the past during the construction period when the water wasn't being run through it, could have led to some sort of blockage. But I think the contractor is going to try something, hopefully sometime this week, Phil. Try to.
Yeah, they're gonna send a camera in from the closest outside pit towards the building to try to identify exactly where the blockage is. So what happened was August 16th, our Parks Department moved in to their space with the senior director and her staff. So upon the use of those 2 bathrooms while they were occupying this new space, there was an issue with water coming up one of the cleanouts based on a repair that one of my custodians were doing for a toilet. They went to plunge it and then it was forcing water up through the cleanup. So that's how we discovered the blockage. So we shut everything down. Because it's, the town owned sewer line, I hired a drain company to come in to snake it out to see, because the thinking was, because the lines were sitting dormant, the insides may have scaled and fallen in and it's debris, catching everything else that's trying to go out. So the drain company came in and they put their snake in that particular clean out that was water was bubbling up. He got his snake stuck to compound the issue. So he can't pull it out. He tried several times. We tried getting into a clean out that's closer to where he thought it was stuck. So because the snake is metal, he was able to ping out exactly where it ended, okay, and mark the floor and the path. And it ended up it stuck just beyond the original footing from the old community center into the new space where the offices were formed along where the Parks Department is. So really it affects Craig Bowman's office. So it's under there. So before we do any digging of outside or inside, because inside will be a big mess, they're gonna get a specialized camera to come in and then kind of like a lunar rover type of robot to get in and take and see what can be seen. So that's where we're at right now. I'm hoping it's just something simple. Everybody is hoping it's something simple, but we'll see what happens. That's where it's at.
And when is that being looked at with the camera, you said?
Well, they're hoping by the end of the week. It may go into next week as far as the camera. But then once it's figured out what the problem is, then a plan on digging. So the first option would be digging outside of that office, cutting the original pipeline that comes in, and then sending the camera or snake to unblock from that angle, from that end, before we have to go inside. If the blockage is in and underneath the new slab, well, then that's plan B. That's, the horrible plan is to have to dig up Craig's office to get down into where the blockage is. So it can snowball to something horrible, or it could be just this quick unblocking. We just don't know at this point.
Are you able to, based on how much where the snake broke and where it ended up, are you able to tell anything from that, or not really?
There's a clean out just before where the snake ended. And they tried to send camera through that direction, but they were in fear of losing their camera, getting that stuck and then losing that, which is even more money. But this was a company that had the technology for small blockages, small situations. This was a little bit of larger situation, only because the drain that's outside, the closest trench is almost 200 feet away. So you just need better equipment. So that's why this company's coming in.
And if they have to dig outside, is that just currently lawn, or is there any asphalt?
Yeah, I mean, they may have to pull up a pad where a bike rail is. But yeah, the majority of it will be dirt outside.
Okay. And then we don't want to talk about if it's inside.
No, we don't want to talk about if we have to go inside. So, and I don't want to speculate. I told you the scenario. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Parks is still able to function in their space because we do have 2 bathrooms, the new gang bathrooms. And then the nursery program also moved in last week. Well, they moved in the 16th because all the stuff had to be moved over, but they were able to set up the room last week. They're functioning starting today. So that was all cleared. It was hectic there for a while, but we got through it. We just need a little more time to figure out what our next step is going to be.
Gotcha. Okay. Maybe John, before we have, because our next town council meeting is on the 20th, when we would normally bring up what this meeting brought. So maybe there'll be an update to present that night. If it's, hopefully it's that it was no big deal. So
Hopefully things are flowing on that night.
Yeah, knock on wood.
So, okay, great. Well, thanks for the update.
And Phil, do you have any update on where they had to make some adjustments to the back parking lot because of the drainage situation? But
Yeah, so
they fixed that, but they should be paving it soon.
correct. So wasn't last week, it was the week before. They were able to lower the catch basins. So and it rained. We had a big rain soon after, and there was no puddling out there. So right now it's at a standstill of paving because we need to put a railing on the ramp back there. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the backside where the arts and crafts room is and the game room. Well, there's an exit door off onto a ramp, and a ramp heads down towards that particular area where they had to bring the drainage down. Fire marshal wants a rail all the way down, and there wasn't any lighting on that side of the boat. So they're going to be looking at possibly extending a row of parking lot lighting to illuminate that area, or wall packs. There's fixtures that are mounted on the walls to illuminate the area.
Gotcha. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, just one question, John, on the overall budget, are we on target? Or are we below or above?
Well, we're pretty much on target with these few surprises that came up. But if we have many more like this, then we could be, our budget could be in jeopardy. But we're in good shape at the moment based on everything that we know that needs to be done.
Okay, thank you.
But what we're going to do is we're going to delay the opening for 2 weeks and make it till October 2nd instead of the 18th. Mainly the spike in the COVID and due to the Delta variants and the mask mandate, as well as basically closing the town hall to the public except appointments. So we think the mandate will come off on the 30th. So talking to the health district, they're recommending keeping the seniors out as long as possible, and they're comfortable with at the moment, with the October 2nd opening date.
Good, okay. Yeah, I think that was a good decision. Okay, thank you.
Think you have anything else, Phil, for the community center? Or nothing new
No,
today, right?
they're still working on their punch list. And they're working hard at it. I do want to give a shout out. There was a memorial built on the library side, abutting the construction. PAC did with with favors. I mean, I think I used up all my favors at that point, but, they tried to make it work so this gentleman would have his ceremony on the 21st, right, John? Was it Saturday, the 21st? And I think it went pretty smooth. He was, the gentleman was very happy. And I'm glad he was happy. And I think it went well, but a little shout out to PAC because they helped me get this working.
And it turned out very nice. They put down the pavers, and PAC took down the fence and so on. So the ceremony, as far as I know, went off without a hitch.
Yeah, I saw some pictures online that came out really nicely, so.
Good.
Great. Okay. Item 7, old business regarding the Rock Hill High School renovated new and Mosier Intermediate School.
Apparently, the school construction division is going through some reorganization of personnel, either people transferring to other departments and getting reassigned. So our high school audit sort of been in limbo for a while until they sort of get their organization set up. So we're still waiting to hear back when they're planning on coming out. And then then for Mosier, there's no change. The group is still working on the change orders submitted by the contractors. So nothing moving on that front. Everything's sort of on hold still.
Okay. Just like a procedure question, it sounds like these are kind of more finance related rather than like building type thing. Do these need to stay on our agenda and really just belong on finance committee's agenda, or should they stay on government operations at this point?
Really, at this point, I think once we get some news, I should bring it up. But as I say, I guess it's more because it's a construction project. That's why it's sort of under government ops right now.
Okay.
So we can leave it there, and I'll just put no update as in the future.
Yep,
But I think
okay.
it probably should stay with government ops, sorry to say.
Okay, understood. Any questions on other those? Okay. Item 8, new business correspondence communications. Is there anything, John?
Nothing.
Other than my dog barking? Is that
Unless he has something. I guess he wants it off of government ops at the high school projects.
Item 9, bill payment recommendations. I don't think we have any bills.
No bills.
Okay. Unless there's anything else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks,
All right.
Jeff.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.